Hello, welcome to the live stream. The market has now opened and it looks like my feed on the DAX has actually stopped, so I'm just going to have to open that back up. Bear with me. Alright, so we've tapped the R2. Now we're looking for trade of 8. We're looking for a reason to get short now. So it's building up, buying, maybe limit orders. It's still powering up. Still powering up, bit of selling coming in, so that could be us. Could be us there. There's still a lot of buying action. It's very centered at the moment. So it could be a lot of opening buying coming in before we perhaps head down. Or alternatively, the market wants to push higher overall. So it looks like there's a net positive situation here. We'll see if this takes hold as a short, because as you can see, we're right on that level there, the R2. A lot of buying coming in there, perhaps. More and more buying. I'll just quickly check the other, the Bollinger Bands and that kind of thing. We've breached the top. Bit of selling coming in now. It's kind of settling a bit. Just waiting for an indication that we're going to go short properly. If we are, of course, we could keep heading long. Yep. So there's no real Bollinger Band interaction here. Maybe the 15-minute we might get up and touch. We might come back here and touch this this high back a couple of days ago on the 6th. So last week. That could be this. That could be what we're looking for. Still waiting for the selling to come in though. So it's overshot quite a bit. We're really looking for some green to come in. It's just not happening yet. So we've touched the upper Bollinger Band on the 15-minute. Just trying to get an indication that we might actually turn around. Bit of selling, but within the same bar. That could be it. We might start to head short now. Obviously, guys, take this at your own risk. I'm not recommending anything here. I'm just kind of taking you through what I'm looking at. So we've got a lot more selling coming in. We've got that big 54 on the ask side, so we're hoping that will hold. And we'll get a lot more green. So the bid, these numbers here, we want them to really fill out and drop down below this orange level over on the MT5 screenshot there. So whether that'll happen, we might also, the other condition is that we might head right up to the R3. Buying coming in. It's a lot of buying. I can't imagine that would be limit orders. Powering up. That might be limit order there, the 36. We could drop from here potentially. Yep. but we want it to fill out more. Otherwise, we might just head up to that that top purple level on the MT5. But we have now touched around the highs of the previous week, so on Friday. Very strong 51 up there in the red. Now there's probably a lot of people hoping that limit order will hold. More limits, selling. Will it break beyond? Bit of buying, like natural buying. Struggling to get past this level, but it could well break and head up to that purple level up there. It's about 20 points away. Maybe limit orders right here. No, it's really powering up. We should hit this purple level then, and that's where we'll look for. Still buying coming in, selling now. We want this little last push up to the purple line, would be ideal. It's really settling here for the moment. Right in no man's land, really. I'll check some other Bollinger Bands just to see where we're at on the larger time frames. $63.45. There's a lot of volume here. Who's going to take hold? 30-minute. If we do come up and touch this level, we'll be hitting the 30-minute Bollinger Band. We're well outside on the 15 and obviously outside on the 5. So that's quite a good, so we've got 19 there. That could be limit orders looking to buy, but we've just got to wait out. Need some really solid indication to get into this trade because it's tracking long quite heavily. Just watching it play out. Okay, big sell there. Is it going to take hold though? Ideally we want to see a bit more of a push higher before we get short. But based on the volume profile, there's a lot of activity right around this level. More buying. Oh, 47, okay, that could be us. A little push higher. We'll start to see some green, I would imagine. A little push higher ideally, and we'll start to see some green. There we go, bit of green. Ideally we short from here and we don't get too much grief on the upside. That could be limit orders, but it could also be stronger buying. Sometimes the DAX just does keep going long and it doesn't slow down, so just always be aware when you're trading. It doesn't always respect rules, but I'd really be hoping for a short here, but it's going to push. It's going to really test it out at these levels. So what we want to see is a lot of green side trading filling out the market now. We've kind of hit what we'd expect for the limit orders on the red side. That could be more, hopefully, and then all the green filling it out, but it may well just power up. Look at it go. It's a lot of buying in the market. There we go, 34 on the sell side. Is it enough to keep it down though? More selling, more selling. Now you see how we pushed right above that 43, and then we got an aggressive seller come in on the bid side, as shown by the 34 there. Had a little retracement. Now we're having some buying come back in. It could actually be that 34 contract trying to get out of that position before we go longer again. What we'd be hoping for based on the Camarillo levels is a target back down to the previous day's high, down at 15,201 on the CFD charts. Here we go, bit of selling. We really needed it to take hold to confirm the trade. There is a lot more selling than buying now though. So we may have run out of steam at the opening bell. Let's hope. I have seen the DAX not take a stop and just steam ahead long, regardless of the Camarillo levels. But ideal scenario is we get a nice strong red candle and perhaps on the market profile there's not really anything to bring it back. So we've got down quite a bit further the 15,400 on the volume profile. I'll switch to a 1 hour and see if we've got, yeah, 15,400 is probably the next major volume zone that I'd be looking at. So there shouldn't really be anything holding it up now that we've kind of broken down a little bit. We're just waiting it out to see what actually happens. It looks like buying, and then big push down. It's exactly what we want to see. But what we have to watch out for now, for example, is big limit orders on the bid side. So like a limit buy rather than aggressive selling. It becomes a limit buy. And then we see a lot of red contracts after that limit's hit to push the market back up. But ideal scenario for traders out there using the pivot points is that we do just track all the way back down to perhaps the previous day's high and maybe even beyond. See if the market is kind to us today. Really fighting it out at the moment. It's powering back up. It's either a lot of buying on the ask side now, or it's limit orders getting taken in. But based on that formation, it is true buying, because it's kind of filling out on the red side. It's not just a big sharp hit all in one order. That 30 may have been a limit order, because there was a bit of a gap there, but it's more buying potentially. We need to see some more bid aggressive selling. So we've had 15, 16 and 12, but then we've got 20, 24 and 18, which is not the ideal scenario for any short positions. It's really powering up again now. Generally, I set my stops around sort of 30 odd points, based on the CFD charts from the purple level. Now, watching the volume footprint really helps to build an understanding of who's buying, who's selling, at what levels. And it really, rather than just looking at a candle moving up and down, you can see the actual detail of what's happening. If we can get some really strong, aggressive selling to get us back down below the purple level on the MT5, would be ideal. So stops are very, very close to these highs. So we've got 25, maybe another 5 points for a very tight stop. But then maybe 40 points away, you got 358. So we really need to see a turnaround, otherwise this trade is basically done and dusted. And we could potentially just keep going long. So we really need an indication of these orders coming through on the bid side, indicating aggressive selling. So let's say we come up one more time and we see a really big red number on the ask side. It could indicate a limit order to short, and then fill it out with green, and then that will hopefully drop us lower. So just watching it play out. It's coming higher. Potentially a bit of selling there, but is it going to be enough to push us right down? Really fighting it out on both sides at the moment. There we go, that's a bit more selling. Come on. More buying. I want to see some big green numbers, and it's pushing higher. Relentless market. I'm just going to recheck where the stops go. It's basically very close to these levels here. If we push any higher, basically it's just a matter of saying, look, didn't understand the market today, didn't react to the levels, and didn't get any strong indications to stay in the trade as of yet. So we'll see if it pushes any higher. A lot of selling now and more buying. A couple more points, we'll probably dip out. And the market's powering up. Check to see. Very close to what would be a stop out. Maybe within a point or half a point even. People adding potentially to their sell positions and pure buying now on the new candle. It's really holding. The market's starting to jump around a little bit more. Now, the thing with trading in October is that a lot of volume comes through in the London trading session. So effectively the market is effectively open, but we've also got the FTSE, which is about to open in about half an hour. So in 30 minutes, we're going to see a lot of volume come into the market again, because you've got all the London futures traders and investors coming into the market and starting their day. And potentially what we'll see is at that point, if not earlier, they may drive the market either way. So whether it's up or down. Ideal situation though is it really powers it down and aims towards that previous day's high on the CFD chart. So finally getting a bit of selling, but it's really just holding around these levels. Toying with the traders looking to get short. A lot of activity, and sometimes with trading it really does take a little bit of time to actually see a reaction from where you're looking to get in. That's selling. It's just not holding, it's not sticking. So ideal situation, big heap of green orders come through. But we may not see it until, here it comes, until the FTSE comes into play, or the London session. There we go, a bit of momentum downwards now. That might kick things off. It's coming back up. Is it going to be strong enough to stay there though? It looks like there's more selling power or bid side trades on the green side. It's all buying on a new candle. A lot of activity around this price level here. There we go. It's coming back up again. Really powering up. So we're just really waiting for the market to give us a reason to believe in this trade. If we go up any higher, it's going to be very difficult to hang in there. We're about to keep going long. So for the traders there with a bit of ability to take on heat, obviously Apex traders, maybe not so much, but when you're trading with perhaps your own money in your own account, it's a little bit different obviously. So with the London session opening in half an hour, 31 minutes from now, if the market does continue to push higher, there should be even more added pressure to short the market. It's just powering up. So the higher it goes before the London Open, the more potential there is for a sell-off at that opening bell for the FTSE. But we're just waiting it out. Could be limit orders here, a lot of selling, 54, 34, 41. If that can hold, that's not a bad sign. 34, that's a big order. We need some more of that to really push it down from here. And more buying, huge. Just a relentless session. Now, obviously it's the ideal scenario as we go short. We are above the breakout long. Perhaps could have just been a really good day to just get long and just hold it. Obviously, in hindsight, that would have been a great way to go. But if we have a look at the monthly, we've touched the moving average 20, so the last 20 months. Somewhat reactive in the past. We've come down, tapped it on the monthly chart, and we've rejected quite a bit. So perhaps is that a good indication that we're kind of kicking off the Christmas rally? I don't know. On the weekly, we've tapped the lower weekly Bollinger twice. Now we've had a really strong start to the week. So perhaps that will continue on beyond this candle. And then the daily, we've had sort of 3 days in a row go long. We touched the lower Bollinger Band on these days here. So go back to the 5-minute and check out the Trade of 8. It's finally coming back down, but it's really pushed higher. So for me, I would have been stopped out on the basis of a 40-point stop. There's just too much buying power in that. However, according to the rules, there is potential. Once the FTSE opens, the market might actually start to track down finally. But on the flip side, there could be a lot more buying come in. So you always got to be ready for the market to go the other way. That is that's a lot of green bid side. Comparatively, a bit more coming in on the ask now. It's very even. So we've got plenty of green there, but the market's just still pushing up. And sometimes with the DAX, it just does happen. The markets are getting reinvested, particularly, well, it's the start of a new quarter, but it's 10 days in. So normally you would think that the market has bought its assets already for the new quarter. More selling. There's just not enough selling pressure just yet to power the market down to where we want it to go. And that's the issue with trading in October is the DAX and the FTSE normally trade at the same time, or they open at the same time. Whereas at the moment there is an hour's difference, and it really shakes up the market and it doesn't react as it normally would. So potentially it's better to trade at the 7 o'clock. However, last week there were some really good trades at sort of 35 minutes in. So around this time actually, so the 10 on the MetaTrader, the 10:35 is where the ideal situation was to kind of start looking to get into the trade. And whether that's because of these strange hours due to the daylight savings shifting around, that's obviously for you to decide. There's a lot of selling pressure, but it's just not moving the market. So the buyers are really just soaking it all up at the moment. It's still very even. It's just getting soaked up. More buying there. Even more buying. Now, a great thing to look for is a really big ask side purchase, maybe like 60 to 80 contracts all in one hit, something like that, to really show there was a limit order, so the market powers up. There's not much volume perhaps, and then it hits just a once-off big limit order on the ask side, indicating potentially a sell limit, and then followed by a large amount of bid side aggressive selling. We're not seeing it yet, so perhaps we've got a little bit further to go before we do track down. So we're really just watching these candles paint until we get a real indication that we're going to go short. Now, for any traders that have just joined us, it is important always to remember the market can just continue in one direction for some time. 47, is that a limit order though, or is it more buying? It's not really big enough, and it kind of didn't come up and hit it the right way, so it's probably buying, as indicated by the rise in price there. It's just still going up. Still going up. That is that 32 a limit order. I'm still not convinced. And we've got another sort of 20 minutes to go. Bit of selling coming in, but still not enough. We've really seen a lot of buying. There's a lot more selling coming in, but with the 20 minutes to go, I'm not sure that this is it. Bit of selling here. We might see a little push down before we head back further up. Obviously, it's important with trading to try and be as patient as you can. Now that's selling. 2016, there's a lot more selling, but as we've seen previously, the market just soaks it all back up. So some traders will definitely be looking for that first paint of red, but it's about reading the footprint and trying to work out whether they've actually got control or not. Hi, thanks for chatting. Thanks for watching as well. Hi, thanks for chatting. Thanks for watching as well. Hi, thanks for chatting. Thanks for watching as well. Hi, thanks for chatting. Just going to mute the. Apologies about that. The software is called Tradeovate. So this is I'm using MT5, which you can see the pivot points in the center, and then either side I've got the depth of market on Tradeovate, and then the volume footprint over to the right on also Tradeovate. And the data I'm getting is basically through Apex Trader Funding. I've just popped a link in there to go to Apex. This market's really holding steady. Very strong buying. So apologies if it's a bit of a boring live preview of the market, but we're just not seeing any action to indicate any particular direction just yet. And if you've just joined us, really looking, here we go, there's a lot of selling coming in, but we're really looking for the London Open in 16 minutes now to take us short. If we break a little bit lower, this could be it. However, we don't want to get trapped in too early. That's a lot of selling, but then the buying soaking it right back up. So if the market can hold out at these levels for another 15 minutes, it would be ideal. Now, yeah, as traders, we kind of get a bit excited sometimes and we want to just get in. Sometimes a little bit too early. So developing your footprint, volume footprint skills is ideal. It's a very good skill to have. Now we've got 55 contracts. Is that a limit buy or is that selling? If it's selling, that's great for us, but if it's a limit buy to push the market higher, we might be in trouble. So 62, we've got 40, really soaking up the selling still. If we can just get this to turn red, on the MT5, here we go, this could be the turning point. No. Okay, this might be it. So based on the bar charts alone rather than the footprint, we're seeing some selling coming in. Could this be it? Bids coming in. Wow. Soaking it all back up. So we've got the market profile here. We're ideally tracking back down to this level, 15,398 on the futures. Just trying to check where else. Finally some sellers taking a bit of hold, but it's a very slow decline. Ideally we'd see a much sharper push. Now using the volume footprint, it makes it a lot more exciting to get a feel for what's going on rather than just watching a candle paint up and down. You've got the numbers, the actual orders from the central location to take you in and give you that information flow. Now it's selling. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens when the FTSE opens. Is the market going to just fulfill all of the selling that we've been hoping for? Or will there be more buying come in because there's a new market looking to be active? Got a bit of buying coming in. Is it all false? I'm not sure. We've got 10 minutes till the FTSE opens and the London traders are in play. So I'm just mentioning that Trader Dale on YouTube has some really good videos on volume footprint, VWAP, basically using all the volume metrics. He's got some really cool tools which I don't have, but his videos are very informative and gave me some very good insight into what to look for. No trouble at all. I'm glad I could help. And yeah, his videos are very explanatory. They're very take you through all of the motions, which are a bit better than probably watching just a live market with some commentary. But I feel watching the live market and getting some insight from somebody can be a bit helpful as well. So I just like to jump on and hopefully help somebody else out. Now we've got 9 minutes. Is the market going to track down? Look at it go. Now it looks like my CFD chart has frozen at that point. Oh no, go back on. More selling, people hopefully adding to their sell positions rather than a limit. So ideally we don't see many ask side orders coming through, and it just keeps coming down. Look at it, beautiful. Now unfortunately today isn't one of those perfect setup days where it just rejects purely off the level at the perfect time, or even wait for us, before it goes down, wait for the London Open, which is what we're hoping to see it go short. Unfortunately, it's not one of those days. Thanks so much for your comments. I love the positive feedback. It makes me really enjoy doing these videos and hopefully help somebody else out, and at least see what the market does before you have to go and buy or invest into platforms and that kind of thing. So this is a Tradeovate platform. I do use MT5 to put my pivot levels on, just on a CFD chart. So we've got the depth of market, we've got the volume footprint. This is Tradeovate, and I use Apex because it gives you some data feed to work with, which is essential. And just watching the market here. So we've got 7 minutes to go till the opening bell, but we're kind of pushing down. Ideally we'd maybe see a break up to give us a better entry, but anyway. Thanks so much. So daily stream, if you search the DAX open time or German 40 open time, I will be live from time to time. Now the market's really coming down now, which is great. So if you're interested in Apex Trader funding, it does give you Forex access. We might be hitting a snag here. We've got a lot of buying orders potentially. Yep, it's come back up. Obviously this feed is a bit delayed, but it's really good for learning, understanding and seeing the market. And I hope it does help somebody out there get a bit of a feel, at least, for what traders look for. I also mentioned earlier Trader Dale on YouTube has really good educational material. I don't have any affiliate links or anything for him, but if you just Google Trader Dale, order flow, learn about order flow and volume footprint, that kind of thing, he should come up. So as mentioned, the DAX open time is when I'll jump on and do a live stream if people are enjoying it. This is kind of one of my first ones that I'm doing. I've got to just refresh some of these pieces of information. So we did have some buying come in. We've got 5 minutes till the FTSE open. It'll be very good to see what actually happens. Look at that, a lot of buying. So if we push higher, if we keep pushing up, it might give us a really good entry to get short. As mentioned, guys, this is on a delayed feed, so it's not for trading purposes. It's more just to kind of learn and get a feel for what the volume footprint is. Excuse me. The market's coming right up. Got 4 minutes till the FTSE opens. Now this, seeing the market take all of this volume back in and perhaps look for a better entry would be just ideal. So I'm using the cash levels for the Camarillo, and then I use that on the just a 5-minute chart on the MT5 platform, and then using Tradeovate through Apex Trader Funding. I do, oh here we go, bit of selling. Got 3 minutes till the open, guys, of the FTSE. DAX is officially open, but as I mentioned earlier, it does throw the market off a bit throughout October because of the daylight savings changes. I appreciate the comments and everything. Coming through. Thanks very much for following along. We've got a lot of sell side activity. We've got 2 minutes to go. If we could really see just a strong push up to give us a nice clean entry to get short, that would be amazing. However, just remembering the market can always continue long or the way you don't want it to go. Thanks so much for subscribing as well. It means a lot to me to have people follow along and enjoy what I'm doing, and I've been doing this for quite some time now, so hopefully you do get something out of it. Yeah, 1 minute to go. A lot of selling coming in. Is this going to be the way it goes? Is it going to sell off from here, or will we see one final push up for the late entries to get in? Got about 40 seconds to go. It's just selling all the way. Here's the buying. It could be our chance to get in, or perhaps the market will just do the opposite of what we're hoping for, and it'll just continue up like it has done so far for the first hour of the DAX session. 8 seconds. Perhaps a nice big push up. See some reason to get short and then take a short. Market's live. There's not much activity going on. I would have expected a bit more. Looks like more buying than selling though. If we can get a little push up and then see a big red number come in, followed by some green numbers tracking the order short. And what that means, as mentioned earlier, is that potentially there is a limit order sitting here to sell, which would show up on the ask side. If it's a really big, strong number, followed by green aggressive selling, so people getting in on the bid side, like the 5 and the 3, taking us down, would be ideal. We kind of want it to push up a little bit higher, maybe take us in, and then go short. So as you can see, this is the outer level, the R3. Now often once that's hit, we'll often track back into the rest of the levels and perhaps even reach the previous day's high on the CFD market down at 15,200. We're sitting at 15,360 at the moment, and we're looking for that reason to get short, and still nothing really showing me that the sellers have taken hold. Guys, feel free as well to send through any comments. I am keeping an eye on it while I'm looking at the volume profile. It is a bit tricky, so please excuse me if I'm a bit slow with it. That's it from me, guys. Anyway, ideally the market will come right down, and we'll see a lot of bid side trading come through. Have a good day. Bye.